can then say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
Good morning. It is very early right now. It's 4:25. I gotta go PT and then start the work day. Making some coffee right now. Probably gonna get some like, oh yeah, it's the best one right here. Gonna get some eggs cooking up in there. And we're gonna start the day.
Hey guys, it's Jess and welcome to another sit down video. And we were thinking of doing a vlog. I know Vlogmas is vlogging. I might add like nice clips into the beginning of this. Figured I'd just go and do this for Vlogmas because I have the motivation to do it right now. Before I get started, I think I'm gonna do the disclaimer that in no means am I bragging. I've been working since I was a sophomore in high school, so I've done my time. So basically you guys wanted to hear about budgeting, moving, all of that. I'm 22. I moved into this apartment when I was 22 and I looked for this apartment when I was 22. That's my breakfast. The main thing I want to say from the beginning is to save. Save as early as you can. I've been saving my money since ever. I've always had my savings account and I always put half my check, if not a little more than half my check, into my savings. So every single check, that's what I do. I know that doesn't work for everyone. You have bills you have to pay, but that is what I was doing in high school when I didn't have any bills to pay. Well, that being said, when I went to go find an apartment, I had a good amount of money saved up. So that is a big thing. I think that living with my parents for the amount of times that I did made a big difference because I was able to have a lot of money to find an apartment. You guys know I moved into this apartment not being married to Mike, so that means we were paying out of pocket for the rent. And I know a lot of people can't do that either, but that is what I did. I'm gonna talk about budgeting wise, and I'm gonna talk about it in terms of not getting BAH and not being married. So for anyone that's just getting an apartment and moving to another state, this is how I budget. Every single paycheck, I put half of it into my savings. And I try not to touch my savings only for like crazy reasons, like my computer broke and I needed a lot of money to go get it fixed. That's when I touch my savings, but I really try not to touch my savings. At the same time, I'm also putting a little bit of my check into a retirement plan because I do have a full-time job right now, so I'm starting to do that. Per week, you kind of want to put aside money for utilities and for rent. So before anything else, make sure you have that amount of money into your checking account. I usually take that from my second check because I get 2 checks a month, so I take that from my second check. So the first check I'd be for putting it into my savings, for groceries, for anything that you might want to get throughout the week. That's kind of what I use my first check for. The second check is what I use for my rent and my utilities. So I don't really buy things towards the end of the month just because that's when I'm paying those things. That's just how I do it. I'm sure a lot of people have different ways of doing it. That's just what I do. In terms of the apartment searching process for moving to another state, I was in some like Marine Wives / girlfriends groups. I'm not in them anymore. I'm not really a fan of them, but I was in those. And those kind of helped me find a big group of apartments. I knew I couldn't live on base. We're not married. I also knew I didn't want a house in North Carolina, being that this is our first time together. I kind of wanted an apartment. It's easier. And the one that we're at is really close to base. I was in these groups. I was searching for apartments and there was a bunch I found and there was a big list of them. And then basically Mike and I went and visited this one and we loved it. So that was kind of just where we fell. We didn't really see any other apartments. I'm sure the other ones are great, but this is one we fell in love with, so we are here. That's kind of how I found the apartments to look into. I would kind of do the same if you were coming to one of these areas. There's also yard sale groups where people sell things and they also ask those questions on there. You could probably look on those groups as well. But I guess the other part of this question that you guys asked was about the moving process, and it was kind of hectic just because we were moving during the hurricane. So that was the worst part of it because I moved in and then I evacuated, as you guys know from seeing my vlog and following me on social media. That was crazy. The moving process wasn't that bad. I didn't have that much stuff, which is the thing that made a huge difference. I really didn't have a lot of furniture. I had like a couch and then I had like boxes of things I had to put together. So let me just cancel this because my camera's about to die and I really don't want this. The only pain in the butt thing about this move was our movers. They were horrendous and I could probably do a story time about that, but I'd rather not. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Movers were horrendous. They took so long to get my stuff here. They wanted to move in the hurricane. They charged us extra money. It was just a nightmare. So I think my piece of advice is to look into your movers, do your research, don't do the ones we did. If you really want to know who they are and you're in the New Jersey, New York area, please ask me, stay away. It was terrible, but I got my stuff. Basically, moving by myself was a little crazy just because Mike wasn't here. I was a little anxious about that, but it got done. And I think the thing that made it as easy as possible was having the least amount of stuff, which means that I was able to move it in. And then I put all my furniture together when I got here, and that was about it. And then you guys know that Mike was delayed so long and I was here by myself for so long and all of that. It was crazy and hectic. I hope you guys got something out of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching Vlogmas, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!